Then we have Loner Kavanagh in the featured prelim against Charles Johnson. This is a pretty good fight. Somebody at the UFC despises Charles Johnson because they just keep saying, here's undefeated prospects. Good luck, buddy. But we got Loner Kavanagh. Not only does he, this guy is, there's nothing behind those eyes, but there is something in those hands because he is a fast striker. He's got incredible movement. He's got good speed. And I can't emphasize speed enough here. He is fast as shit. He also has some raw power, so the combination of the speed and the power has been working pretty well for him. He doesn't really chase knockouts, and he does have enough cardio to go a full 15 minutes. He can grapple as well. He's got solid takedowns, great damage from top. He's coming off the decision win over Felipe Dos Santos, where he ate a huge shot early, so then said, no thanks, and started shooting takedowns. He's taking on Charles Johnson. Charles Johnson is a busy technical striker. He's got decent takedown defense, really nice hand speed. He's got nice output as well at almost 5 significant strikes per minute, and he can keep that pace not only for 15 minutes, but endlessly. He is 6-5 in the UFC, but all 5 losses are to quality fighters. He's one of the most active fighters on the roster, and he's looking for yet another underdog win here. He's coming off that loss to Ramazan Temirov, where Temirov's power and pace just squeaked out a close one. I like Charles Johnson. Charles Johnson is a good fighter. Charles Johnson is a friend of the show. He's been on the show. I hung out with him, not at any meaningful amount of time, but I was chatting with him at UFC 318, 16, 17, whatever the hell that was in Vegas. Charles Johnson's a good dude. I like him a lot. But he must have slept with Mick Maynard's mother or some shit because they just keep giving him undefeated prospects. They just keep doing it over and over and over. This is a tough-ass fight for Charles. This is a very tough fight for him. I'll be rooting for him. This is an uphill battle. Loner is stupid fast. He transitions to wrestling on a dime. For Charles to win this fight, he needs to get busy early and stay in Loner's face. Charles is like a Diaz, where he's not the fastest starter, but he gains steam as the fight goes on. And if every fight that Charles Johnson was in was 30 minutes, he'd win them. He'd be undefeated because of the cardio and the pace and how well prepared he is. The problem is sometimes he'll give up that first round trying to find and settle in. And a guy like Loner, you can't give up 5 seconds. This is a really tough fight. This is way closer than these odds. I do not think Charles Johnson is a 2-1 underdog here. I do think Loner might get it done because of the speed, because of the volume, and because of his ability to instantly start wrestling whenever he wants to. Odds are super wide. I'll be rooting for Charles. Loner Kavanagh is probably the pick, just given all the other circumstances. Also, before you guys start to graphic, dude, they have Loner listed as Chinese. The China flag is under Loner's name. That's not a typo. I didn't leave that there they have him listed as Chinese. I went through this shit last time. The number of comments, the Loner Chinese. Dude, that's how they got him listed. Maybe he's Chinese. I don't know. Look at the thin, dark, flowing hair. He might be Chinese. He might be. Take it up with Tapology and everybody else. It's either dude's Chinese or lives in China or they fucked it up. And I'm just copy-pasting errors. Then we have a bunch of good fights coming up. Here's the reality. The UFC has been cooking lately. These fights have been great. They've only been in the Apex like twice in the last 6 months or something obscene like that. The middleweight division is on an all-time run right now. This is the best that division has ever been. And we're going to further that narrative in a couple of weeks at UFC Paris. So we have UFC Shanghai. We have UFC Paris. We have Noche UFC. Jacob and I will be at Noche UFC live in person, hanging out with the boys, hopefully. So if you guys want to check out every pick, every bet, every tool that we offer for every fight card in a 1-month period, just go to WeWantPicks.com, click Become a Member at the top. It's not just copy-paste bets. We have a whole suite of tools. One of those tools is a tape index. The tape index is exactly that. It's an index. So you can spend hours digging through whatever random apps to try to find historical fights on fighters to do your research, or you can just pull up the tape index on the website. We'll have every fighter, their full fight history, who they beat, who they lost to. We'll even have canceled fights there, how they won, how they lost, and if there is a red play button, you click it, and the video pops up. We line it up all for you. We save you the time and the effort that is needed to go find the videos. What I will say, a few months ago, the entire UFC library was on ESPN+. So the tape index was working off of that. Then overnight, I think the UFC heard, or the ESPN heard the UFC was looking to leave. That was a bet. There we go. This is a bad snap. I got a good one in. So they removed it all. And on a dime, took us 4 hours, on a dime, we completely pivoted. Tape Index got updated, looking at Fight Pass, because that's where they are now. In a few months, when the UFC moves to Paramount, I expect that the Fight Library is going to move again, and the Tape Index will update. That is the beauty of us figuring out the shit and not you. We also have other tools like the Optimizer. This will build DraftKings fantasy lineups. This will build FanDuel fantasy lineups. And if you don't know what they are, but you've seen previous videos where I'm sharing $20,000 tickets from premium members who said, the Optimizer built this for me. We have what's called a beginner mode. Just click beginner mode at the top. It will start asking you questions. Instead of expecting you to know what these numbers are, it'll say, who are your confident favorites? Who are some solid underdogs? And it'll walk through that process so that you can learn and have access to all these tools. If you want to unlock every pick, every bet, every tool, $10 a month, WeWantPicks.com. Just click become a member at the top. If you want to leave a message, I have to start putting this in the recap video because I forget to. In the recap video, I talk about how I thought the fights went and my opinions, but you guys have lots of opinions as well. So here's the number. Leave us a voicemail. If you want to react to something, if you want to proactively give a pick, if you want to rant and rave and call me fat, go for it. The number is 866-WE-WANT-PICKS. That's 866-939-2687. Leave us a message. Depending on the message, we'll play it on stream, we'll hang out, we'll do some things. We're also getting messages for suggestions, premium updates. Leave a message. We listen to every single one of them. And finally, UFC 319 was a pay-per-view, so we filmed a vlog. UFC 320, we got a little bit of time. But I will be filming a vlog at Noche UFC because Jacob and I are going to be going there. If you want us to open the mail, read your letter, open your package, send it. It will be put on the vlogs. We Want Picks, P.O. Box 406 in Prosper, Texas, 75078.